Hi everyone, so I was gonna do a little brief review on this Black & Decker corded edger. So I got this, I was at the Home Depot and I happened to see this open box clearance item and I thought I'd give it a try, and I asked them and they said you're welcome to bring it back if it's not sufficient. And the other good thing was it was already assembled, so that saved me a little bit of work. So this item, it's 12 amp 2-in-1 landscape edger and trencher. And the reason I got this is because I haven't really been edging along the sidewalks or driveway just because of lack of physical ability. It's actually really overgrown. So I just ignored it and put my energy into other things because I just found it difficult. So I thought a machine might really help me out in that process. So I thought I'd give this a try. So you can see I picked the corded one because I don't want to mess with gas powered anything. And most of my other tools are either like lithium batteries that are rechargeable, so they're cordless. And this is the first really plug-in item I've had purchased. So this is supposed to edge as well as do a trench. And I did read reviews online that the trench, it doesn't go deep really, but you know what, I figured it's better than nothing. And it has 3 different settings on it for the depth of the trench. And the good thing about this is that it comes with, it's item LE750, so, or EH1000. So I've actually seen that this has been around for a very, very long time. And I think the reason this product has been around for as long as it has been, for like literally like over 8 years, I've seen reviews as old as 8 years, is because it's a good product. And most of my items are actually Black & Decker. And you can see by this logo, that is the newer logo. So if you see them for secondhand and it's a different logo than this, then they're probably older versions and you probably want to avoid that. You probably want to go for the newer logos if you see those. So here we can see the item, the edger here, and you can see that it has different depths, 1 inch, 1.25 inches, and 1.5 inches. I'm assuming those are inches. It's pretty lightweight, so that's really a plus for me. And I did try one of the extension cords that I had in my garage and it didn't work. So I actually did have to purchase an extension cord that was a specific gauge for this item. So I'll show you that one now. So here we go. This is the extension cord I bought, and I'm not gonna lie, the extension cord cost about more than double the cost of the edger. So these cords are not cheap, but I think once you have one, then you can keep it forever and use it all the time you want. This one is 14 gauge. So on the website for the edger, it does tell you like what gauge you need. I think light probably isn't sufficient, and you don't need heavy because the heavy ones were much more expensive. So these ones are suggested uses are, for example, a lawnmower, which is, I guess, kind of the equivalent to drill, and I'm not sure what this is. Maybe someone can tell me what that is. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be there. Oh, I think it's the shop vac. Yeah, now I see that. Okay, so yeah, so this one is, I got the 100-foot one extension cord because in my backyard is pretty deep. It goes back pretty far, so I need a 100-foot hose. So I figured I probably need 100-foot cord for reaching all the back parts of my backyard. Front yard's not so much an issue, but I was only gonna buy one, so I bought this one. If you do buy a shorter one, of course, it'll be much cheaper. But yeah, so this worked out, I think it was like $128, so it was quite a bit. And my edger was open box sale for like $60 all in, including my taxes and eco fee, recycling fee. So that was pretty good. Anyways, so I thought I would do a review on it. I'm gonna edge the front yard along the public sidewalk. It is overgrown with weeds. I'll show you how this works and let you know what I think. And here's a close-up on the blade here. And those blades are replaceable. I've seen them available on Amazon, and I'm sure you can buy them at Home Depot, etc. And the good thing is, because this brand is so well known and because it's been around for so long, I think it'll be very easy to be able to replace any parts. And I thought this might have had a guard over it, but I don't see one on this one. In the ones I've seen reviews online, the older versions, they did have a guard, but anyways, I'm not too concerned about it. But I would say always wear safety glasses when you're using this, and just be careful with the cord that you don't get caught up or tripped, or, you know, watch out for that. So do common sense and use all the safety precautions, of course. And here you can see this little button, and it says for trenching you lift up, and then for edging you just push down. So I did try that. It was very easy to do, so no issues there. Hello friends, so I have this edger that I purchased at Home Depot on clearance. It was an open box return, so I was a little concerned that it would have all the parts. I tried it initially yesterday and it didn't work. So I thought maybe the cord I have is the wrong one for this machine. So I went today and picked up a different cord, looking at the gauge and all that, and it worked. So that's good news. So I'm just giving it a try because I have a natural edge here, and as you can see it's kind of grown over. So I just ran one pass over and it looks like it's working really well. So I'm going to give that a try and see how that looks after I pull up the grass. And this is a trencher slash edger, and it goes up to a depth of between 1 and 1.5 inches. This is a Black & Decker model, and it is electric, so it is annoying having a cord, and I had no idea how expensive these cords were. Like, this was like $150 for just the cord, but I don't want to mess around with gas, etc. So yeah, well, I'm going to give this a go and see how it turns out. Alright, so one of my pet peeves is this edge over the sidewalk, and here I've taken the edger and ran it along once, and I did see some sparks. I think that might be either hitting rocks or hitting the sidewalk, which is a little scary, but it's because I can't see the edge of the sidewalk. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a shovel here and just kind of lift up the edge so I know where the edge is, and then I will move any rocks if I need to and just give it a nice run over again. So I'll show you that after I've run the edger over this again. And the good thing I can say is the edger is very lightweight, which is very helpful for someone who is either older or has back and neck problems, and that's a really good plus on this machine. Alright, so we were able to lift some of the weeds that had grown over the sidewalk, and you can see they'd grown like a good couple inches over at least, and we were able to lift some of them, and I can see that the edger actually, I had it in a good spot. I wasn't hitting the sidewalk, probably was hitting rocks, and this part is left, so the rock was in the way, so I've got some help moving that, and I'll just try the last little bit here and see how we do. So I've run this over that thick patch of weeds. It was a little bit scary, to be honest. There were some sparks and I was afraid of hitting the sidewalk, so I think I am overcompensating by going too far into the grass, but that's okay. I'm totally fine with that, so we'll do it that way. And it's just a trigger handle, so you just kind of pull the trigger and you have your other hand on top of here and you just go straight. So I think the reviews I read said this is really good for going straight, but more difficult in, like, for example, curved garden beds. So I'll just show you how it sounds. And I just did that as a demonstration to give you an idea of the fact that it's quite loud. You probably don't want to bother your neighbors during this early morning or late at night. Alright, so after I've run the edger, I just took the shovel to kind of lift up. And I think because it's the first time I'm doing it, and it's a thick mat of weeds, it took a little bit more effort with the shovel. But I think when you're doing maintenance only, then it's a lot easier to do. So here you can see the big thick mat of weeds that are lifted. So all of these will go in the compost, and then we can just clean up the edge here and it'll look good. So we'll see the final outcome. So it is getting dark, so I'll come back in the daytime to give a daytime look. But I use the water hose on the jet setting just to kind of clean up the area, push any dirt back into the lawn. So we'll see it tomorrow, how it looks. So So it's been a few days since I've edged this, like over a week, and you can see it's still holding nice. Bright, crisp edge. You can see like actually on the sidewalk where how far over the weeds were going, the overgrowth. So it's quite a bit. So I think it's really nice to have this crisp edge. I was messing with the settings. I didn't want to get too close to the sidewalk, so it's a little bit wider than probably you need, but I'm fine with that. So I think it looks really good, and I'm happy with the edger. And I'm gonna try it in this flower bed here and see how it does. But overall, for the cost of it and for the back saving it does me, I think it was a worthwhile investment. I don't know how it'll be long term, but for the price, I think it was worth it. All right, so final thoughts is I think it's a thumbs up. One downside I would say is storage. So it's a little bit awkward to store because of the size and kind of the awkward angles of it. It kind of leans back. I guess you could theoretically take apart the handle to store it. That might just be a little bit too much work and a little bit too fussy for me, so I probably won't do that, but it does take up a little bit of space for storage, so that would be the one downside I would say. And that's about it. So if you have any questions about this edger, let me know. I'm happy with it. I will be using it and trying it out in different areas of my garden, and hopefully it'll last me a long time. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed.